guys, my name is Lynette Dos Santos and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about my baby, my first love, my fitness wear brand called Mxrkedin. So today's video I just want to talk to you about my vision of Mxrkedin, the things that I am learning as a young female in the business world, learning, growing, building her own business, be able to connect and just give advice to anybody who has a business of their own. I hope you guys cut corners, or to also just encourage you guys as well who are business owners, because I do understand that, and this actually even leads me to something that I think would be so valuable to know, is that when you are building a business and when you do have vision, not everybody is going to understand your vision. Not everybody is going to believe in what you are trying to produce. Not everyone's going to believe what you're trying to do. That includes family, it includes friends, partners, because the vision is yours. God has given you and entrusted you with producing something, and with that, because it is your own, not everyone's going to be able to see it. And I think it can be the most discouraging thing, because you're so excited about your brand. You expect friends and families to understand, to like chip in, to be as excited as you are, but sometimes you can be met with like discouragement. You could be met with like people not really like seeing it, so it's like they can kind of make your vision feel small or impossible. And I think that's the most important thing as somebody who is building a brand, is to have your eye glued on your vision. Do things every single day that help you get closer to your vision of what you are trying to build and do, because it really is down to you. Like, being an entrepreneur isn't all glitz and glam what people make it seem like, because it literally is only birthed if you bring it to life. Like, it's not gonna magically fall on your hands, or it's something you genuinely have to wake up every day and build. And momentum can be something that can really be like killed or slowed down. So it's like remembering why you're building what you're building in the first place. And I think as well, being a young woman or being a young black woman, life and industries can be so much harder to get into. But yeah, just remember, the vision is yours. It's yours to obtain, it's yours to feel and to breathe life into. So daily you have to remember why you are building what you're building. And don't be discouraged if people don't believe. It's absolutely okay, because it even gives you more of a push, because you're like, you know what, yeah, like, I need to show everyone. But also understand that it will mean a lot more when you build it in the end. It is a beautiful process. It's a beautiful process because you get to see who really is there for you. You get to see how much you truly believe in what it is that you're producing, because if that discourages you completely and you give up, then you know that maybe your heart wasn't in it completely. But it also lets you know how resilient you are if you choose not to give up, and you choose to daily say, I am going to make this a reality. I am going to make my life different. I am going to create a whole generational wealth for the children and the people that come after me. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about creating a business, is that a business that is your own and that you love, is that it's not just beneficial and impactful for yourself, but it is for all the people that come after you. Which leads me into my next point. When it comes to your vision, when it comes to what it is that you're trying to produce, which I believe would be anybody that is trying to build a clothing brand, I would say what I did and what I feel like worked for me is I wrote down what I wanted from my business, what I wanted from Mxrkedin. I wrote a very detailed, you could call it a manifesto, a very detailed description of what it is that I wanted, how much I was going to make, what it was going to look like, where I wanted my stores, and that's even brings me to another great point, is really like figure out if you want an online store or if you want to build stores. You know, if you want to stay online, that's absolutely fine, but I definitely want to own stores. I see myself on Oxford Street, Knightsbridge, in different countries, like just a global international an international star, baby, no an international brand. Yeah, so write down your vision, write down what you want your brand to look like. Be very, 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 very specific, very nitty, very picky of how, like, what you want from your brand, what you want it to look like, just how many people you want it to touch, if it's globally, if it's just in Europe, if it's in Africa, like just wherever you want your brand to be. Just a very, very, very detailed manifesto. I also done mock-ups before I gave them to manufacturers. Although I cannot draw, and it does not even matter if you can't draw, I drew a very like detailed mock-ups, which I'll show you because I got it here, of what I wanted my clothing brand, some of them, of what I wanted some of my pieces to look like, and I just wrote some bullet points, literally some bullet points, detailed bullet points about the color, the fabrics, any little details, so my manufacturers know what to work with, because I generally thought that my manufacturers would know like what materials would be great, or they would help in that process, and they didn't at all, like not even a little bit. And it's also so important to have a size chart. In my next video I'll show you how to make a size chart. This is going to be a series, so it's going to be so impactful. It's going to have a lot of episodes to help you along this journey, because I want to build a community of entrepreneurs, a community of women that love to work out, a community of women that are accountable to each other. We do brunches, events, just everything that's just going to make you feel empowered. That's really what my brand is about. It's about empowerment, it's about excellence, it's about living authentically, it's about being comfortable in your skin, it's about taking care of your temple, which is your body, showing up for yourself, using your trauma as power, and that's why I even started YouTube. Is I want to be able to reinforce that in another way, especially to young or even just business women in general, because I understand it's a lonely road. It really is. Bringing your vision to life and building a company from the ground up is very hard, as well as having to work to finance that. It's very hard. So it's so important to have people around you who can help if you do, and if you don't, I'm definitely open. My DMs are open, so you can always feel free to message me. And I am thinking to create a Telegram group where women entrepreneurs and just women who love working out can come together and just share advice, meet up, and just empower each other. It's also so important to have more than one manufacturer. Even if you speak to one and the ball's rolling and you think everything's coming together great, you think, yeah, they understand my vision, they've started it. I've had a manufacturer who I generally believe that he got my vision, and I was so excited. I sent over some money, and this is another tip I have, is when you do have a manufacturer, I wouldn't advise paying straight out. I would advise maybe doing it in paying in parts. So I paid for my mock-ups, and I paid for him to start it, and then I was gonna pay for the result. And if I'm honest, I did not pay for the result, and the reason I did is because I was just not satisfied with my pieces at all. I don't believe he understood my vision as much as I thought he did, and I just wasn't gonna pay for something that I just didn't fall in love with. And even in that, I want to fall in love with my pieces. I understand the first time you produce something is not going to be perfect, and you are having you do get samples, and then you put it out in the world to get feedback so you can improve. But you also want products that you are happy with, you know. And I want to stand by a brand that I completely agree with, a product that I completely agree with, that I completely love. Because if I don't love them, how can I expect other people to love them? It will show. So I just was not content, so I just didn't move forward from it, and I'm starting the process all over again. But this time I've learned a lot from it, and that's one thing that I really want you guys to get from this video, if anything, if you don't get anything else, is that yeah, just have more than one manufacturer. I just got glued to one and I was like, yeah, that's it, I found him. But that wasn't the case. So I'm starting again, and I'm happy because this time I'm learning. I thought, you know, although I did have like detailed pieces, I thought that he would be able to help with that process, and he didn't. So I learned that manufacturers are not there to help you. They're just there to bring your vision alive. They aren't really gonna sit there and say this material will be best, or this. It's literally, you are the creative director, so you need to really have as much detail about your product as possible. Also have one or two people that produce the products that you want, and then make it your own. So for me, that's Honor Active and Define. I'm in love with their products, especially Honor Active, as my brand is based on like premium products, luxury products, just that clean, chic look, you know, just like Zara vibes. So just find people that you look up to, products that you want, and the truth is, when you do create, you're not going to create anything that is completely brand new. Like, that's just the truth. You're not going to create anything that's completely brand new. So it's okay to get ideas from other people and then make it personal, like personalize it, make it your own. But yeah, don't think too hard about the process. Don't overcomplicate it. Just produce a product that you're proud of, produce a product that you love, and just put it out in the world and just get feedback. You'll never know what to improve. You won't know what your customers love or don't love if you don't just put it out there. And that brings me to the end of my video today. So I hope you've learned some tips. I hope I have been able to keep you accountable, keep you motivated, and I'm so excited for this series, and I just hope and pray you stay tuned in. Like I said, DM me, comment, like, subscribe, and I can't wait for you guys to see Mxrkedin, and I'm so excited to bring you on this journey with me. So